As healthcare moves away from traditional fee-for-service models, providers need a strategy to stay competitive. That's where Strategic Healthcare Partners comes in. We offer expert consulting and ongoing management oversight for providers looking to form an accountable care organization. From financial feasibility analysis to helping you choose the right ACO in a crowded market, SHP provides the clarity you need to make informed decisions and transition to value-based care. Learn more at shpllc.com.
Welcome to Beyond the Stethoscope, Vital Conversations with SHP. I'm Aaron Higgins, and I'm joined today with my co-host Jason. In today's festive episode, we dive into the spirit of the Christmas season, reflect on the incredible journey of Season 3, share some uplifting news, and offer a sneak peek into the exciting topics lined up for Season 4. Stick around to the end for a special bonus surprise. Now join us as we navigate the intersection of healthcare and humanity. Let's get started on another vital conversation. Well, good afternoon, Jason. How are you today?
Hey, Aaron, doing well. How are you?
I'm pretty good. With Christmas just around the corner here, I'm getting a little panicked because I realized I haven't done a whole lot of shopping yet, and my wife's birthday is Christmas Eve, so I'm a little behind the eight ball here.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Hello, Amazon.
You know, I have the opportunity to play Santa every year, as you know, but our audience doesn't. And I was on the back of a fire truck waving to kids the other night, and I saw an Amazon person, and we stopped, and I leaned over and I said, "You are the real Santa." And she smiled, and then she started to cry, like happy tears. So it was a touching moment. It was an unexpected. I thought I was being funny and clever, but apparently a touching moment between me and the Amazon delivery person. So
instead, you made them cry. Okay.
yeah, it was happy tears.
Happy
she was
tears.
Smiling.
Okay.
In my defense, she was smiling.
Well, that's good. No, it's a great time of year. You know, Christmas kind of starts with Christmas music November 1st. So I feel like we're pretty deep in the Christmas season these days. But yeah, happy times. We are wrapping up Season 3. And just as we did during, Thanksgiving, I think you and I have talked about reflecting and, thankful for the success of the podcast, the fun that it's been, the people we've met, and just really looking forward to Season 4. But always good to kind of reflect on the seasons past.
Yeah, it really has been a blast. And I like to think that we're just getting better and better. Maybe that's just from my limited perspective here, but we've really had some wonderful conversations with folks that we never would have really had an opportunity to talk to or share with anybody else. So really grateful for the podcast and the guests that we've had this season.
Yeah, it was a great group. We led off Season 3 with Allison Griffin, administrator over Urological Associates in Savannah. We had Damian Scott, CEO of Emmanuel Medical Center. That was a two-parter. Kind of gave us the insights as a rural hospital CEO. Craig Kilgore, another two-parter that we had out of Charleston, but from the practice side. Craig's got great experience. Of course, we had a little nice banter of Georgia versus Tennessee, but good one there. And Matt Usher, who actually is this week, two-parter Matt, giving us kind of insights on healthcare or health insurance trends on health plans, especially for small employers. Very insightful. But of course, the best was Aaron Higgins. Two-parter on QPP, all just excitement about QPP. But so we kind of took a different bent. Aside from yourself and Matt, obviously, we were trying to look at more from the provider side. But I thought it was a really good balance of three folks responsible for a provider setting, and then you and Matt kind of tying in some subject matter expertise that those settings should be aware of. And so it was a very informative, helpful, very well listened to season, I think.
Yeah. And honestly, I look forward to next season. And it seems like we're always just doing that. We're just teasing the very next season or the next episode. But hey, we're in podcasting. That's what we do when we're in podcasting. We're always teasing the next thing. So I know you and I were talking just before we recorded this podcast. There are some ideas that we're kicking around. Anything that we want to share with our audience right now?
Oh, well, of course, we can only tease. We're not going to fully unwrap the gift, right? And so, but some details, timing, we're going to follow previous seasons. So start looking for some activity in the late February timeframe. The ideal word there is see. You might see some activity with our podcast next season. We're hoping so. We'll more there, but some more interesting guests on the provider side and some other interviews we think will be very fun. But we're expecting big things.
So Jason, I want to put a bug in your ear. If we're gonna see something, I think we need to go and see something. Yeah.
Well, sometimes I like to hit the road
Hmm.
to get to a
That
place.
don't shake the gift too hard there, Jason. It
Yeah.
might break what's inside.
Yeah. So, in springtime, that's a great time to kind of get out,
Yeah.
kind
See
of
the world.
see things. We'll see.
Okay. I'm sure our audience is like, okay, we get the hint. We get the hint. So yeah, stay tuned. We're going to be releasing some information in the late winter, early springtime about season 4. We're excited. We got some really great ideas, and hopefully we're able to get all the pieces in place to make this the biggest and greatest season we've had so far. So switching gears, Jason. Yeah, we have our news episodes, our infamous news episodes, where you just bring us the most happy news that you can possibly lay your hands on. Let's switch things up a little bit and let's actually bring some happy news. This time of year, it's Christmas, right? It's a time for us to reflect back on a year of good and bad things. It's a time to be grateful and thankful for the things that we do have, but it's also a time to be optimistic and look forward to the future. I think you found a few news headlines, some articles we can briefly discuss here that do just that sort of thing.
Yeah, we'll touch on a couple things I thought. One, you and I have had a theme, I think, for the last couple of seasons, so all of 2023, about the retailer space, right? And one I found interesting was Kroger Health. I live not too far from Kroger. I shop at Kroger. And I was somewhat surprised. I did not realize the Little Clinic is what it's called by Kroger, launched in 2003 in Kentucky. So their very first clinic. So they're doing an expansion here coming in 2024 in Atlanta, and they're targeting medically underserved areas, right? And another statistic I found interesting, they have 225 clinics now in 9 states. But here's the key part, 60% of those people that visit the clinics do not have a primary care provider. And so I see this as very positive because you and I talked a lot about disruption and how Best Buy and Amazon, Walmart, and all these places, right? Well, I like to see that because we talked one episode, you and I, about Dollar General, right?
Mm-hmm.
About where are the people in rural healthcare? Go where they are and provide them care there. Don't have them try to come to you, sort of thing. And so I just found it interesting, but also something that's productive, I think helpful, and a positive thing, like you mentioned, that someone like a Kroger Health, where lots of people go shopping, 60% don't have a primary care doctor. So why don't we go to them? And so I thought that was a very positive thing that Kroger's looking and doing in 24. And all that we talk about predictions, right? This is the time of year you start seeing predictions for the next year in the industry. And I think you're going to continue to see more disruptors. You're going to see a lot more, and I know this is right up your alley, a lot more of the AI. You're going to see a lot more, and there's already trends in virtual care and M&A activity. And so you put all those things together, remote patient monitoring, you put all that together, you're getting a lot more self-care, remote patient care, less going to the hospital. That trend is only going to continue. And I think that's a positive thing.
You said, correct me if I'm wrong, Kroger has had its clinic since 2003. So they've had that clinic for 20 years.
In Kentucky, I had no idea they call it the Little Clinic. It's very much an urgent care sort of approach, but that's all you need. And so kudos to those guys that are disrupting the market, which we've interviewed a few of those ourselves. But kudos to those trying to bring care to the people themselves. My tidbit of what I think is both a mix of positive news meets predictions in 2024, and then tie a little bow around it, Christmas time, to what you and I have talked about, I don't know, so many times in 2023 itself in terms of disruption and healthcare for the positive. So I think we have that to look forward to in 24.
Yeah, I think the whole leaning into AI, we're really seeing that starting to pay off, even for non-healthcare businesses. You have now, since we last talked, and in just a month ago, there's all that drama over at Chat GPT, OpenAI, and that in some ways has like reignited the conversation around AI and its place. And then Google launched a new version of its Bard, and then we're seeing Microsoft continuing to invest billions, and then a lot of other companies are starting up, and Epic, the EMR, has really embraced AI, and their next major release is going to have all sorts of AI baked into it. So yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of good stuff come out of the AI world in 2024, and honestly, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to see a whole lot more of AI in the next few years, and it's going to accelerate exponentially. It's just the nature of technology, but really the nature of these large language AI models. They learn faster and faster the more they learn. So an exciting time, and looking forward to it for 2024.
Yeah, in particular on the AI front, we've seen some legislation come through recently on regulation and such. So I think AI, we're going to read a lot about it in 24. I'm sure you and I will talk a lot about it on the podcast here as we get back up and go in the next couple of months.
Well, certainly we don't want to just keep talking our audience's ear off. So any Christmas thoughts you want to share with us, Jason, as we wind down not just this episode, but this season?
Yeah, as Aaron mentioned, as you mentioned at the beginning, this was our third season. We've interviewed a large number of folks, different backgrounds, different locations, et cetera. And I would like to think as we just sort of open up that communication, we learn things just as much as anybody else, right? And we bring, hopefully there's some enjoyment out of these episodes that our listeners take from it. And we're always open for feedback. And as we enter the Christmas season, I just wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, very safe holiday, and to not get caught up in all the stresses that can exist during the holidays, even though that does exist for all of us. But just take that moment to sort of step back, relax, and appreciate the season for what it is and all the people in your lives as well.
Yeah, and I want to leave this thought with our listeners: the Christmas season, and no matter what religion or faith or creed or tradition you have, is an important season about remembering our fellow man and remembering we're all human and we're all in this together. And what we need to be doing is looking forward to how can we give back to our communities? How can we build people up instead of tearing them down? I would encourage you this holiday season, take time to pause, reflect, unplug a little bit, literally unplug. We have our phones with us all the time now. Hop off of Twitter or X or whatever it's called these days, and spend time with your family, and love on your neighbors, because that's really what truly matters at the end of the day. And I think if we all did that just a little bit more, the world would be a better place for it. So with that maudlin sort of thinking, Jason, I want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.
Same to you, Aaron. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and your family, to all those that are listening.
Alrighty, Jason. You have a good one.
Take care, everybody. You've been listening to Beyond the Stethoscope, Vital Conversations with SHP. This has been a production of Strategic Healthcare Partners.
Your hosts are Jason Crosby and me, Aaron C. Higgins.
This episode is produced and edited by Nyla Weave.
Our social media content producer is Jeremy Miller.
The transcriber is Heather McKnight, and our executive producers are Mike Scribner and John Crew.
For more information about SHP, the services we offer, including the back library of episodes, episode transcripts, links to resources that we discussed, and much more, please visit our website at shpllc.com/podcasts.
Thank you for listening. One of the other great things about the holiday season are the awesome movies that typically only roll around this time of year.
No doubt.
And without saying which ones are mine, I'm going to ask you first, Aaron. Name your top, let's say, 3 Christmas movies that you can just watch over and over and over.
Boy, there's been a lot of great Christmas movies.
If you got to go up to 5, I'll let you go up to 5. But
we'll do 4. How's that? It's a Wonderful Life. That's number 4. Number 3 would have to be A Christmas Story. 2, Will Ferrell's Elf. And 1 is highly controversial. But let me tell you, it's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls off the top of Nakatomi Plaza in Die Hard 1.
First of all, yes, I agree. Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Thank you.
I'm not sure it cracks my top 4. When you went through your 2, 3, 4, I was a little bit embarrassed because I was with you lock and step. And one thing, if you don't know, Aaron and I, we do not want to agree on everything. That's not our thing.
That's right.
You mentioned your 2, 3, and 4. I fully agree with. Here's where I'm stuck. If I had to go to 5, you did 4. I'm gonna go 5. I want to add to your 3. Home Alone.
Die Hard for kids, but okay.
Die Hard 7. And I gotta say, I'm almost a little bit embarrassed, but I love Sinbad, so I gotta go with Jingle All the Way. Is that bad? Like, that's the one that just doesn't make sense in that list, but
it doesn't, but the fact that you have kids does, so that helps explain it.
That helps explain. Okay, no, I appreciate that. First of all, that's my personal by myself Christmas Eve tradition, is to watch the marathon. So Christmas Story, just watched Christmas Story 2 recently, by the way. I forgot about that. So good call, Christmas Story.
You like Elf?
I got to put Elf number 2.
Yeah.
I tell you who we left out. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I kind of feel a little bad, a little guilty about that. I may have to replace Jingle All the Way with some Chevy. I mean,
is the thing to fight over, right? It's
yeah, that's right. I can hear
what Christmas movie is the best. Okay, so what's your number 1?
My number 1 of all time. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to go with A Christmas Story.
That's a good choice.
I'm going to have to go with that. I can hear, Miracle on 34th Street. Wow.
Ooh, Natalie Wood version or the 92 remake?
Oh, not the remake. No, you got to go back. Yeah.
Okay. So the original Natalie Wood.
Yeah. So I'm sure we've got folks listening going, you morons, how'd you not include that in your top list? Who's your number? All right, no, you got Die Hard 1.
Die Hard is my favorite Christmas movie.
Okay. I'm going Christmas Story.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's a good list. Love me some Elf. I mean, who doesn't? But that's a good list. And I think I'm going to watch. I think I'm going to go watch 1 or 2 of those this evening, probably.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, we hope all of you go out and, first of all, we want to hear feedback. What did we miss? What was a Christmas movie we missed that you guys will put out there? I know there's some of the cartoon versions. Watch Tim Allen's Santa Claus the other night. Hey, another good one.
Santa Claus 1. That's a good one.
Santa Claus 1. That's right.
There's so many good Christmas movies.
There are. But hopefully everybody has a lot of time with some hot cocoa on the couch watching some Christmas movies next couple of weeks, because I sure will.
You already know that understanding your data is key to improving patient outcomes and financial performance. But how? At Strategic Healthcare Partners, our analytics services help turn your EMR and other data sources into actionable insights. From identifying areas for improvement to guiding you through implementing changes, SHP supports you every step of the way. Our performance analytics service dives even deeper, providing custom reports that help you stay ahead in the transition to value-based care. Unlock your data's full potential with SHP. Learn more at shpllc.com.